Baldur's Gate 3. A pinnacle of an RPG. A wonder of the modern age. With so many spells, abilities, and what's more, so many weapons and items you can use. Most of which I cannot use this time around. That's right. Can you beat Baldur's Gate 3 with no gold whatsoever? Let's go over the rules. First, no traders. That's obvious. That includes no good bartering, which means you cannot offset the costs of one item for another. No pickpocketing. Makes it... Now, I can get items for free this way, but I feel like that would just make it too easy. No bribes, which means if you get caught doing something you shouldn't, you can't pay your way out of it. No use of gold in dialogue, which means you cannot cheese Garangoth form with gold at all. That is the best example. You cannot directly off traders, meaning you cannot just attack them outright. However, if dialogue or quest involves this action, then it is allowed. For example, if you talk to Esther and you say she's a monster for wanting to steal a Githyanki egg, and initiate combat with her, that is allowed. Or if you side with either the druids and tieflings or the goblins, that means the traders in the other side will be viable for this. As long as it's a scripted event you can take advantage of, you can destroy or take away whatever, I can't think of a PG way to say it, get rid of a merchant. It should be noted that the only mods I had in use are cosmetic ones, with one exception. But I'll go over that a little later. Now, this challenge is actually particularly tricky because you have to think of items you can get without traders, and honestly, quite a few good items require traders, especially in the early game. Oh, returning pike, my beloved. I cannot use it this time around. Okay, real talk. The one mod I had in use is kinda cheaty for this challenge. Now, I could say that's tactical because this gets rid of a good chunk of items or necessary quests to do. But ultimately, no, it's just a thought. The mod in use is one that gets rid of the gold cost for respecking and hirelings. The main reason for that is because I never use hirelings, really. And if I use the other characters, then yeah, it'd be like, it would add more to it, and I'd have to work around all of them as well. So, honestly, this just makes the challenge a bit more manageable in that sense. Now, if you guys don't like that, I can understand. And if you want me to do this again without hirelings or respecking, then I would. But this is mainly just an experiment, really. Because if you can get through it with hirelings, then you definitely can get through it with the origin characters. Now, I was stressing, trying to think of builds, trying to think of what I can use, trying to think what I can do. And Patch A came out, so I was focused on, like, what do the new subclasses do? How do they add to this? I tried build theory crafting so much, I wound up getting a headache. And then it hit me. I was way overthinking it. So I opted to do cheese builds. That's right. The number one build I did was requires its key items I can get for free within Act 1. Act 1.5, that's the Gift Yankee Krish, and freaking near the beginning of Act 2. So it's completely possible in the cheese build in X, with all the items you need for it, that I can do is the HammerHraft build. If you don't know the build, here's a video. Spud the Kings, can you beat Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode with only jump ability? This is the build. And a key factor of this build is the aspect of the elk movement speed exploit. Now you're probably thinking, does this still work? And I'm here to tell you, it still works! That's right, it still works. So here's the build for the party. Jump build, aspect of the elk Wildheart Barbarian. Cleric Druid for Sanctuary Moonbeam Cheese. A Bard Warlock. Bard for utility spells, and Warlock so the Bard has something to do. I went with Hexblade. So yeah. Trust me, you want the Bard. Knock is a lifesaver. Oh my god. Major choices I did throughout the game. So, I sided with the goblins. Mainly so I can take a lot of the stuff from the Druid's Grove. Act 2. Sided with the Harpers. And release Night Song. Pretty simple. Act 3. Betrayed the Emperor and took over. Let chaos reign. If I can't buy anything, no one can. And when I picked this choice, I wasn't aware that the scene had a moment where they looted a shop, so it just seemed appropriate. Oh, and as for Orin's kidnapped victim, I managed to save them. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite things to do in Baldur's Gate 3. Because the victim is marked essential when you save them. They're immortal, so even in combat, you can just hit them with a moonbeam and they just constantly take damage and gain health. It's funny. Anyway. So yes, you can beat Baldur's Gate 3 without gold. Now, if you're upset that I used a mod to eliminate the cost for hirelings and respecking, then let me know and I'll try this again with that restriction, and maybe one or two more, just add to it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time when... Wait, what's happening next time? Oh god. Not the carriage. Not the carriage! No! I am not awake!